traveled the world, spoke on stages in front of thousands of people. I'm assuming dozens, if not hundreds of times. Been on television, America's Got Talent, very accomplished man. Take me back a couple weeks, Easter Sunday, Raymond James Stadium. You're standing on the stage in front of 20,000+ people worshiping solo. What's going on there? How are you processing that in real time? And what are you feeling and experiencing in that moment?
It was amazing, first of all. And I think we're at 30,000 people, 29.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And someone asked me before, have you been in front of this many people before? I have. I mean, quite a few times. But it never gets old when everybody's doing it for Jesus. Most of my life, when it was that many people, I was doing R&B and doing that stuff on tour. But there's nothing like when you've got 30,000 people come and we're celebrating Jesus. So that was super exciting to me to look out there and see it. And dude, the position of being on stage, you could see everything. And some of the coolest stuff that I saw is families worshiping together, coming down, dancing together. And not just like young people, old people, grandparents coming with their kids. I think one of the things that really got me really emotional is when we did the invitation. So I'm up there singing, and me and Craig are kind of duoing this invitation, and I see two young men. They're probably 19, 20 years old. They come down together, and then all their friends come and join them, and they're all standing in the front. It's probably like 8 to 10 of them, and they're locked shoulder to shoulder. It's praying for this one guy. Dude, that kind of stuff, I want to do that every weekend. And so if we can figure out a way to do that every weekend, if we can get Raymond James every weekend. But for me, that's why we do what we do. This is why I shouldn't even have a job. But I love that I get called to help people see Jesus. So, man, that was an amazing experience.
Yeah, that first mosh pit, I mean, it was like second, third song in. You see all the kids rushing the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're sitting probably front row, second row, somewhere up there.
I was up back, yeah. I was just watching the whole thing.
Okay, what's going on in you? How are you kind of processing, man, this is our church. This is God moving here in Tampa Bay. What's going on?
I'll say the thing that hit me during it was just the realization of how big our church is. Because when we teach on Sunday, we're teaching at one location. And Lute's location, it's still, it's over 1,000 people kind of deal. But when you look at all of it, it's like the weight. I felt a lot of the weight. I'm going, man, we're responsible. Like what we say affects a lot of people. And so it was just it was just a very somber moment for me. I'm just going, oh my gosh, like I am incredibly lucky to be able to do this, to be able to help people, to guide people. And really just so many people are going, we are looking to the pastors, the people on stage to help us navigate this life. And it was an incredible moment. And then being down front, I couldn't see, you were up higher. I couldn't see people coming down. At first, it was just like a couple of people. I'm going, well, this is awesome. This is great. And then they kept coming. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And so, yeah, it was a very just sobering moment of, wow, look at what God's doing. Yeah. It's not me.
No.
Yeah.
It's humbling. It's humbling too, because you go, like, I know me.
Mm-hmm.
And God, that you brought me to this place. And I was thinking about Sermon on the Mount. It's like, is this what this looked like when Jesus is on the Sermon on the Mount and people they're just waiting. They're hungry to hear what he has. And so there was that sense of, man, this is humbling to be in this position that God is using us to do this. And people are going, man, we want to receive. We want to get saved. We want to get baptized. But all of those things. And God is using little Daryl to be a part of this.
Daryl and his gifts and his talents. Was that mosh pit something that was planned and anticipated? It kind of looked like the stage was maybe set up for it, or was that just
not at all
chance?
No,
okay.
It was by chance. By chance. It was, I mean, we set the room up, the space between where the stage is and the chairs are, because we were expecting an invitation for a bunch of people to come down then. But the mosh pit was spontaneous. It was, I don't even know who started it. I just know that they just started running down. I think it was that young energy that they were like, no, we have an opportunity to celebrate Jesus in a way that sometimes we don't get to do it in a church setting. So why wouldn't we go all out? And they came down, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll just say this for those of us that grew up in the 90s and early 2000s that know what a mosh pit is. It was not that kind of mosh pit. There was no half-drunk guy just running through punching people in the face. Like, it was just people coming down. It was incredible. It really was, just seeing them so excited to be a part of what God's doing.